back. We back with another one.
Man.
We get
Another
a little
101.
Another second. What's that? Second one of the week.
Bro, we back, man. That's all I can really say.
We back.
You feel me? I'm not worried about the past. I know this is our second episode we're giving y'all, and I know y'all appreciate it. You feel me? Finally back in the, kind of flow of things.
Well,
How we
really,
doing? How we doing, though?
I feel good. I'm always excited to record. School going. Valentine's Day just passed. And, for me, I'm still riding off the high of the Eagles. I got my Kelly Green on.
Okay.
Something around that.
You had a nice week last week. I'm not gonna lie.
I had a great week. How you feeling though?
Nah, my Valentine's Day was cool. You feel me? Saved some money, to say the
some
least.
money.
You feel me? I ain't
Always
getting
good. That's always good.
I ain't getting into too much. You feel me? But hey, man, we'll live, we'll learn. You feel me? Maybe
Right.
next year.
Maybe next year. Maybe next
feel
year.
me?
For sure.
Your Valentine's Day in particular was.
I had a good Valentine's Day. I ain't
Okay.
gonna lie. It's crazy because I had went to Chickies and Pete's, right?
Okay.
Bro, I barely ate any of the food. I ain't gonna lie. I had lobster. It was like the lobster fries, right? The loaded fries and all that.
Yeah.
And I had a lobster cheesesteak. Now, mind you, I was eating the fries. I'm like, they're good, but like it's heavy, bro. Like I'm not eating
Heavy. Okay.
I'm not eating all that in one sitting. So I don't know why, but like when I got back home, it was like past midnight, but it was a few hours since I ate. The food was packed up in my car. So once I got back, my stomach was getting a little empty. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I warmed everything up. It didn't live to see the morning. It didn't live to see the morning, bro. Drenched it in ketchup. I had a good night for sure,
Nah,
bro.
sometimes that's all it is. You just gotta see a meal twice.
Yes.
You feel me? That first time, it depends on when that meal catch you. It may not sit right. You feel
Yeah.
me? I feel like everything gotta be right for like a good eat session.
It cost a pretty penny too, though, bro.
Oh yeah, so you definitely can't waste it.
No, I was not wasting. I was not wasting.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, I need a plate like now. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely need that to-go plate for sure.
No, man, that's great. I had a lot going on this past weekend.
Sure.
All-Star weekend. This is kind of a huge
We came
weekend.
back. We came back too. That's
came
big.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
big.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No, actually,
we the main
did.
headline.
No, actually, for real, because a lot of, this All-Star weekend is getting kind of, some scrutiny right now.
Some justified scrutiny too.
But we could just run it from the top. All right, so on Saturday, obviously, you've seen the Rising Stars game. People don't care too much about the Rising Stars game.
How do you feel about the Friday though? The celebrity game with Drewski and Constant.
I don't take that too serious.
Of course, that's not a part of it.
It's not. No,
it was crazy.
It was
funny,
entertaining
though.
for you.
They had it on when I was at Chickies and Pete's.
Oh yeah, I personally didn't just watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. You feel me? I wasn't too interested. I feel like that game used to be better, but I could see the fun though. Like I see it.
The NBA, they try to get their biggest influencers like Constant and Drewski. I wish they did have like some celebrities that could actually hoop. Like,
Yeah, that's really what it is.
remember
Like
when Quavo was in there?
yeah, Quavo. There was a few dudes who could actually score.
Yes.
Like I feel like it's just too many. You feel me? Non-hoopers now. You feel me?
It's not even fun. It's not fun.
It's trying to be funny now. Like, I don't really watch hoops for that, I guess. But I understand why they keep doing it. I wouldn't stop. You feel me? It's still solidly entertaining. You feel me? So to move on, Tyler Hero shows up in a 3-point contest.
He
That was
won
kind of
That's
crazy. Dame was the hometown hero. Couldn't get it done. Dame was
He's about
taking
to
some
three-peat.
L's.
He's about to three-peat.
Yeah, he was about to 3-peat, but Dame was taking some L's this weekend. You feel me?
Oh no, the other joint, yeah.
Bro,
With
the kid was probably the most entertaining part of the whole weekend for me. That
whole
joint was
Sunday,
crazy.
It was Dame versus the kid for 100K half-court shots, right?
Yes.
What's crazy? When the kid, he was shooting them right, but he was taking so much time to shoot them. That was like Mr. Beast event.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, he had 20 seconds left. It was either 20 seconds left or 10 seconds left, but he had shot it when the buzzer came off. Then he had banked it. I'm like, oh, shit,
I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
bro, that's perfect.
That was
You
tough.
Got
That was
him a
tough.
quick 100K.
Then he lost
You
the
feel-
three-point contest. That was crazy. I thought Dame was going to win.
I don't keep it being Dame missed a lot of shots with the kid. I'm so actually surprised he missed that many.
It was first to three, right?
Yeah,
It was
Dame had to make 3. The dude had to
yeah.
make 1. Dame missed at least 10 to 15.
it's crazy. I thought he was going easy on him, but I'm like, no, I think he's legitimately.
I think
trying
he's
to make these
legitimately
shots.
missing. I don't think he was trying to lose that. I don't
That's what I'm
think
saying.
he was
I'm
trying to lose
like,
that.
it's not embarrassing because at the end of the day,
It's
a
not.
kid winning 100K, that's a
Yeah,
big deal,
you
but
can only be happy for him. But
'cause I'm like that's Dame's range. So I thought he was gonna get 3 straight, but that's surprising. I mean, back to the 3-point contest though, it was kind of underwhelming. It's just a little bit, So not until the end. Like the end was calm. Cause what was it? I think it was Buddy Hill versus
Buddy Hill, he
Tyler
made
Hill.
he made it a show.
One thing about Buddy Hill, bro, he can really get hot. Like obviously he's like known as a quote unquote specialist. Sometimes he can go hot, sometimes he can get cold. First he started off like his second round of shooting, he started off cold. I ain't gonna lie, after a while, like he was really getting hot, bro. Like,
The first round he had 31. He had the highest score of the whole contest. He's a former winner. You feel me? So I'm not really surprised. He was definitely one of my favorites. I had to put a little something on this. Jalen Brunson disappointed me.
Brunson?
Bro, he had 18. He was 4th place in the first round.
Okay.
I see what you're saying, kind of disappointed. If you talking about in terms of like the actual shooting, I feel like the numbers weren't as high.
They weren't hit, bro.
Cade Cunningham had like 16. Cam Johnson had like 14. Like,
I think the height was...
the top 3 was Tyler Herro at 19.
Right. Somebody hit 20 in the first round. I think Tyler Hill had 20.
He had 19.
19?
And then I know somebody had 24. Who was that?
That might have been Hill.
Hill had 31 first round.
Okay.
24.
Was it Garland?
Yeah, Garland. That's it. Okay. Those were the top 3 who made it to the final rounds. And I think Tyler Herro won it with 24.
Right.
Not like that special 30 or like.
Winning with 24 is crazy work. It's crazy because you're supposed to get hotter as it goes.
Yeah.
The first round is like the cold round, not gonna lie, just to get your feet wet. But like you said, everybody in that contest was underwhelming. I think the main person that was underwhelming, and Kev he might cook me for this, but Norman Powell, bro, like I thought he was gonna smack
He
most of
was
them.
Corny.
Like,
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
He was looking about like dark horse, like yo, he could come around and just win. Like
because he's straight face. You feel me?
Yes.
Keep everything the main thing. He one of them boys. You would think he was going. The crowd wouldn't get to him. I feel like it's just the lights was too bright. That's what I think. Like you feel me? It's a lot of eyes. You feel me? It's a little different. You feel me? You've been cool. He wasn't really warming up. I mean, you don't really get to warm up too much. Like, so I mean, it is what it is. But shout out to Tyler Herro for winning the 3-point contest. Mac McClung. His name is buzzing right now. You feel me?
How did you feel about the overall dunk contest? Like, did you watch it from start to finish?
I watched it from start to finish.
So there's a couple things. First of all, now I know people say this every year. I'm one of those people like included. We gotta get some better names in there now. As much as I like Mac McClung, I think he definitely deserves a spot now. I don't know if he's gonna keep being in that contest years going forward. He's probably getting tired of it. But then again, it's like you're a G League player getting a spotlight every year. Some G League players would love that if they had hops like him. But overall, like Modest Buzelas, Andre Jackson Jr. Mind you, I don't mind those names if they're gonna deliver. Like if they're gonna come up, give me crazy dunks. I don't really care who's dunking, but like if you're gonna have those lower level names, bro, these guys aren't even finishing dunks. Bro, Andre Jackson had like, bro, he was the worst one because he had his dunk attempts. After like 3 or 4 attempts, he just did like a regular dunk just to get a score.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what is that, bro?
Corny.
Same for Modest. He wasn't even getting his dunks off. Like, that was bad.
It was basically only a 2-man show. I went with Castle. He was the major underdog, so I went with him as well. Mac McClung stole the show essentially. You feel me? Getting 4 straight 50s is crazy. Like I do think that was pretty good. Like shout out Mac. That was actually fire. You feel me? Coming out, popping it, jumping over a car, first dunk. Like he really turned that joint up.
What was your favorite Mac dunk? The car was crazy. I think it was one thing about the car I ain't like.
His foot touched that thing.
When he fell.
He lost some aura.
A little bit. He lost some aura points. He had dunked it, right? So when, on the way down, his foot had hit the car.
Yeah.
So it's not like his foot hit the car when he was getting up and it kind of like ruined his
delivery.
was
definitely high enough.
Like when his foot hit the car when he came down, he had fell. I want him to like stand on it, like
that was hard.
But the one he had, it was like a ball and a ladder. I think somebody was holding it. And then somebody else had the ball like this, and he came and dunked both of them in. That might have been my favorite.
That was crazy. That closed the show.
That was crazy.
I knew then and there I lost a bet.
Castle, underrated though. I ain't gonna lie.
Castle, shout out Castle. He was putting in work in the Rising Stars game too. He made a name for himself.
He had a good weekend, bro. He got a promising future.
I ain't gonna lie, but we seeing Ja Morant and other big stars saying they might want to do it. You think it's all for sure?
Every year they do that. Bro. Ja was talking about on Twitter. He said Zach and Aaron Gordon like, what's up? Like they both responded saying like, yo, they would be down. But I'm like, bro, y'all had y'all contests like 10 years ago. I'm not saying I think
I
Zach LaVine
think-
can still get up.
I think they both could still get up.
They can still get up, but it's like
But honestly,
I don't even
think,
wanna
like
see
you
them
said,
again.
it's more about I kind of want to see him. I think it's about like the story more than like you feel me. The actual, I mean, the dunks got to be crazy. Don't get me wrong, but the reason people don't liking these because no storyline with these, is no big names. Like, but
Yeah,
I
no
feel like if you
one's
bring
players.
back, oh snap, Zach LaVine versus
Yeah,
Aaron Gordon in
rematch.
2026.
That
That's crazy.
won't be
That's
10 years
that's
after.
10
yeah.
years.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Next year will be crazy.
Versus Ja Morant versus Mac McClung. Now it'll be a crazy.
I know
four.
Ja not gonna do it. He's just talking.
Ja
Ja
playing.
talking, but I think,
Giannis talking
Yeah,
about
I was about to say,
y'all do it
Giannis
if you
is-
do it.
bro,
Giannis better off watching. He making the craziest
He in
faces.
the crowd every year.
Yeah, bro. He
I do
my
like that.
bid. He my bid, bro. He actually be like engaged in what's going on as well. But to move on to what happened Sunday, we could just start off. Team OGs won it all, and
I have some mixed feelings about Sunday. Now we can start from the top with the whole LeBron injury. I do think it was a little weird how
that was
he
crazy.
announced that he was just going to sit out last minute, which I get you have injuries, but I feel like that's something that we should have known for a while, and maybe potentially early enough to where somebody else could have got an All-Star spot. Not saying because when you're injured, you don't lose the All-Star spot, you just don't play, which he
Yeah.
didn't do anyway.
Yeah.
So he kind of robbed somebody from a spot.
He robbed somebody, and
They didn't announce it till a few
honestly,
hours before.
like how, like I'm not, saying he wasn't injured, or what case may be, but how injured was he for real? I feel like that gotta come into question. You feel me? He was just playing last week.
I get he
Yeah.
40. I get he 40.
I think
but
he
like,
just didn't want to play.
probably didn't.
I don't think he wanted to play for real. Like
Probably
he,
didn't.
I feel like that's a big stage. You feel me? A new format. I feel like that's kind of what I'm getting.
There was a lot of controversy around that format.
You feel me? And maybe he just ain't know how it's gonna go. Like I feel like saying that injury, then like you said, keeping another player out the roster spot. And it's supposed to be Team OGs. Like Team OGs, no LeBron. Like
We just
that
saw
don't
y'all in the
even-
Olympics hooping. We wanted to see
like,
that
you
again.
feel me? Like
And,
that's,
and another thing was, like, all right, you're not going to play cool. Bro, why are you in the middle of all these pictures with your regular street clothes on?
yeah.
Like, people,
You couldn't
You
put
got-
a uni on.
bro, Kyrie, Harden, KD, Steph, Tatum, Jalen
Jalen
Brown.
Brown.
Like, these are some names, like, together in these pics that you could keep for a while.
Yeah.
You just got, the one standing out, Brown with
He
his
stand
snapback
out.
on, shirt on, like,
He stand out.
hey, I
crazy.
mean, overall though, the actual games, I mean, I don't hate the format, bro. I actually don't hate the format. It was first to 40. It was 4 different teams. They had the OGs, the Rising Stars. They had like another Young Stars team.
Yeah.
And then like I think it was International.
Yeah.
Maybe, was saying them. I liked it. Some of the games were pretty bad. The championship game was pretty bad. They started off like 11-1. Like Team OGs, they came out crazy. But
Nah, real quick, we gotta talk about that championship game long intermission.
bro,
That's crazy.
TNT, I get y'all not gonna have these NBA rights next year. I get it. But y'all had like a whole 30-minute tribute with Kevin Hart spewing nothing but downs. Now, that's another thing. It's 2025, bro. Is Kevin Hart really is he really
Kevin
still
Hart-
cracking jokes like that? Like
This is a
he's
whole
a-
side note.
he's an annoying funny.
Yeah, he's always in our face, and I feel like the thing with Kevin Hart is he's always in every movie or wherever he's at. He's always like playing Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's always he's either mad or nagging at somebody, or like he's the butt of like a short joke. It's
Right.
literally the same thing every time. It's like repeated in different uniforms
He's
or different
washed.
years.
He's washed.
Like I don't know, but
Not only
They
not only
spammed
him.
it.
Just the whole display. Like I get the inside the NBA. It's their last All-Star weekend. I understand that, and I don't have a problem with what they did, but I would have definitely preferred if you would have threw that at the end after the game, bro. We're in the middle of the championship game. Players,
I gotta wait 25 minutes.
that's like a 30-minute timeout. Like especially the OGs.
Even Tatum was like, "Yo, I don't like it. Like I got cold after you feel me that
Yeah.
whole stoppage. Like that's crazy."
I will say though, and Draymond had something to say before the game on the broadcast, saying how the Rising Stars shouldn't share the court with the team OGs for All-Star Sunday. But I'm like, bro, the OGs are the reason why the Rising Stars are here. Y'all haven't been entertaining. on All-Star Sundays for how
I
long?
agree
Like,
with a lot of what Draymond.
we haven't had a good All-Star game in a while. Like, it's not since like that 2020 game where everybody was hooping and it came down to the wire. But besides that, like, when the Rising Stars actually played, they actually pushed the Team OGs a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna say they almost won, but I think that was probably the closest margin of all the games we even had. So,
And, you know, to say that, you feel me, these players can't, compete for these records and can't get the scoring records that Kobe and some of the other older players had. Well, like you said, it's on y'all. Y'all are the reason y'all aren't putting up good, you feel me,
stats.
like, not good stats. Y'all don't want. I don't want to watch this. Like if this player gets 40, getting all nothing but easy layups and half court threes, like, okay, that's cool and all, but I just felt as though if they, for this format, and this is also my answer to like the new format, how I felt about it. If they could bring the intensity that they brung this weekend, and it wasn't like, you know, they was playing the absolute hardest, but they was having resistance.
It was
resistance.
I don't
If they
think the product was
played that
bad.
hard during a whole 48-minute game, this would be perfect. That's literally all we want. You gotta play that hard, because they was playing at least like at a certain point where, you know, all right, we're not just gonna let you get to the basket easily.
Right.
At least you gotta get to your second move.
Show some help. Show some
You
help.
feel
defense.
me? Like, that's
Oh,
it.
for
And you
sure.
seen Team OGs? They came out. They wasn't losing. Like we're not losing to the international team. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they played hard.
It's kinda-
International team also, they was playing passive, like
were.
just shooting
They
threes, like.
Bro, Wemby shot like 10, bro. Watching Wemby spam threes, and even Cat sometimes too, is like, it hurts my eyes, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And I'm not saying like you got banging the post, because at the same time, like, with this whole argument, I do understand that this is supposed to be your break. Like, you only have so many few days during the season to even rest and relax that you don't even want to exert yourself. But it's such a collection of great players that even half energy from every player is still a great product. Like,
That's what I'm
team
saying.
overall.
And we gotta remember though, like, yeah, I guess we're saying that, but bro, back then, dudes, these same stars, they wanted to play 82 games, and they would play hard in All-Star Weekend. That's why we say it's a worse product. Like, we're not just making that up out of thin air. Like, the same dudes, like LeBron injury, all the All-Stars back then, they would have played through that. They would have played through that, and they would have continued to go on, like, you feel me, it was nothing. Mind you, the Stars back then used to play 82 games. Stars now, they hoping for 65. Like, I don't know. It's just a whole different atmosphere with the NBA, weekend, All-Stars, like, everything, for real.
But overall, if I had to rate this weekend out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6. I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely a lot of room for improvement.
It was better than
previous years. It was definitely better than recent years. It was one of those things to where we kind of took a couple steps back, but we did take more steps forward. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't really see this format returning. I honestly don't think so. I think there was like a lot of controversy with the players involved. Like, I don't think they really loved it too much. I think next year and going forward, we'll probably see East and West again. I think eventually we'll see that down the line. But I mean, on to our next topic, like, how would you feel about a one-on-one tournament? Because I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's about time, bro. Now, I get some players, they do got crazy egos. Like, a player like LeBron, losing that is crazy. But a player like Kyrie, bro, I'm putting my money on Kyrie and any one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yo, you also saw, like, they said on Twitter that it don't only got to be like stars in the one-on-one. Like, it could be a player like Cam Reddish or something like that. Like, players that could really get a bucket in a one-on-one setting, not 5-on-5 regular NBA.
That would probably be best, that there's a mix of, you know, all-stars and non-all-stars, you feel me? Probably just nothing to do with, you feel me, just being an all-star, you feel me, for this event. Like, and like you said, players like Cam Reddish, you know, maybe Bones Highland, like somebody, you know, who got creative, creative, can score, like, they would be.
Some people talking about it, like they couldn't excel. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You will be surprised, like, which certain
one-on-one is a whole different game,
bro. It's a bucket. You gotta guard me. I'm guarding you, bro.
One-on-one is a whole different game.
I do think they should have like been in recent years.
Definitely think they
tried at least a 3v3. Like, all right, one-on-one. You don't want to single yourself out with another star. Cool. It could be like a team versus team. Like, basically what they do for the skills challenge.
Yeah.
Take those teams and put them in that setting because honestly, skills challenge to me is that should be removed. Like that, like I know a lot of certain things in All-Star Weekend are traditional, like the dunk contest, the 3-point contest. So I'm not really saying they should be removed. Like that's tradition, regardless how good or bad it is.
Right.
It's an every year thing. But the skills challenge can go. That could be the day. That could be the day. Saturday night, 3v3 before the 3-point contest. You're like four teams, first to 21.
That would be a good job.
And now it's like you can't really not guard because it's like you're not going back and forth. It'll probably be in a half court setting too. So it's like, bro, you gotta guard your man. Like you're not about to play these defense in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, we need to put those type of situations, more on these players. I feel like that'll make the NBA more exciting. We don't have any rivalries no more. We don't have or everyone's friends now. Everyone's friendly. There's no dog in a lot of these people. You feel me? A lot of people aren't trying to make enemies. Like there's no villains, or like a lot of them at least. Like we just need more spice to the NBA. That would definitely, one-on-one tournament, 3v3, because those are formats where it's not just about 5v5. Like okay, maybe like a LeBron, to where we know he's one of the better players in the league, but maybe he may not be one-on-one best players in the league. Would you think of him differently? I wouldn't.
No.
But you feel me? It's just an event. Like it's just something we trying to see. Like that's what I'm saying. I think these athletes overthinking. You feel me? How bad? Obviously, if somebody make you fall, hit a 3. Oh, that's a bad jump. But
it's
like
hoops. It happens in the game anyway.
It happens. Like if you play ball long enough, you got crossed. So at the end of the day, I feel like it'll be a great bump. And we seeing, we're gonna talk about it later. Great bump in 1v1 and 3v3 settings.
Yes, sir. Well, before we transition out to NBA, like what would be your dream one-on-one if they did bring it next year?
Call me.
Kyrie gotta be on one side. I don't care. Kyrie gotta be on one side.
I was just gonna say, K. Brown. Like,
I don't think they do that. Even though as crazy that is, they don't do that. I don't think they agree to that.
They don't agree to that.
But like
they're friends.
A dream matchup for sure. You know what's crazy? Well, I'm not gonna say they didn't always not have a relationship, but like they were more so like enemies, like the basketball team at one point. Before they headed into the phase. They was really going at each other.
Yeah, it was.
That's the NBA I miss. Like, obviously, like 20, 30 years ago, with MJ and Kobe and everything, like we definitely seen the best of the best in terms of effort. But even as recent as like 6 or 7 years ago, we were seeing like peak competition with our stars.
Peak competition, I say 2018 and before. Around that 2018, that's kind of, 2020, that's kind of where it started.
Imagine a Kyrie and Dame one-on-one. Kyrie, Steph or Harden, like I want to
see all those matchups would be intriguing. Like you would have me watching for sure. Excuse me.
They don't got to be an all-star too. We could just pick any player. But I mean, speaking about 3v3 settings, like Unrivaled now, that's heating up now. You know what I mean? They bringing in 3v3. How you feeling about that?
Yeah. So for the people who don't know what the Unrivaled League is it was basically founded by, WNBA stars Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart. So Unrivaled is basically set to give WNBA players like a way to make money while playing competitively, during their off season. Their off season is typically, the November-ish to like April. So this is a way, they don't have to go overseas and they can stay in the States, earn money. A lot of players, either college, WNBA, overseas is where they go to make more extra money on the side. It's great that they have another opportunity now, like right here. You feel me? That's how, Brittany Griner got caught up in that whole situation. You feel me? Having to go play for other C's team, handle business over there. So it's great that these players could stay now. I wish this happened kind of sooner, so some of the older players got a chance to play in this.
Right.
But
also another thing, the WNBA has a crazy long off season. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, very long.
That's like, well, obviously it's trying to cover ground for most of the NBA season because those two can't coincide. But like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, November to April or even May, maybe more so, is crazy. So like you said, this is something that should have been implemented a few years ago. Like you said, like some players going out. Like I would have loved to see Candace Parker in this setting. And now she's mainly on the broadcast.
Right.
play like her. Even Brittany Griner, like you said, not going overseas, but playing in this setting too. Like the bigger players.
It's good to see. So obviously,
and before Sabrina was getting buckets too.
Sabrina, yeah, absolutely. And another thing about this league, the best players are competing. Yeah. You feel me? Some of the best players in the league. So we're seeing some of the top women go against each other. We're seeing one-on-one matchups. We're seeing 3v3 matchups. And a lot of these players in their prime. It's just a good bump. Like imagine NBA has something like this. Not even a league, but just give us, a weekend or a few. I feel like that would be great for hoops.
I do feel like the NBA, they go too quiet during the all season, bro. Obviously we get summer league.
I guess because it's so long.
It's enough players to where, like you said.
Oh, more than enough.
Obviously, it's better to get the top of the top. But like you said, like during the regular season and playoffs, those players have to carry the load. So I get it. But even the average role player in the NBA can give us a great show in the all season.
I agree.
In this type of setting. Like if you're not going to do it in All-Star weekend where all the eyes are on you, you could do it in the summer, a summer setting, like more like an in the park type of hoop. Like there's a lot of ways the NBA could really, bro, experiment and.
There's so many ways.
I'm not gonna lie, personally, as an NBA fanatic, I want to see some all-season content. Like I said, I like summer league, but only the first weekend is usually good. And if you don't got a good draft class coming in, then it's not really that exciting. Like if you don't got a Wemby, Apollo, or Zion, like if they're not coming in the draft, then it's not really that exciting. You know what I mean? So overall, it's just a lot of different ways they can experiment. I feel like we've seen kind of a little bit now. WNBA, they have less attention, so they're kind of like, I don't want to say the dummy league to like try certain things out, but like even the WNBA and the G League, like I noticed like the NBA kind of experiments things through there just to see how it would be in the big leagues for men's pro ball. But I feel like the WNBA nowadays, they've played with a lot of things. Now, obviously, they had to try different things like with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese coming in, but they've done way more experimenting than the NBA did. Like the NBA, they canceled the Steph shootout. I don't know. They were supposed to have that this weekend. They said they'd rather just focus on the All-Star game, but I mean, All-Star game wasn't really that crazy. You know what I mean? Like
it wasn't.
Last year when Steph and Sabrina went against each other, that was crazy.
That was
probably the highlight of the weekend.
That literally was. It literally was the best thing that happened.
It was a crazy crossover too.
And it would have been, in the Bay too. I think it was hosted in the Bay.
It was in the Bay.
You feel me? So that would have been perfect for Steph to go against somebody. Another way to put the, W hoops on a map.
Especially with WNBA bringing the Valkyries to the Bay, Golden State Valkyries.
Yep, that would have been.
That was perfect. I don't know.
They
fumbled that, bro. They fumbled that.
They not thinking all the way.
They fumbled that.
But for the one-on-one tournament that Unrivaled has ever had, Nafisa Collier won it all. You feel me? Mm-hmm. She beat UConn on Aaliyah Edwards, and it was a great fight, great battle. Nafisa, I think she had to win 4 games to win the championship.
It's like a tournament setup.
Yeah, I think it's 4 games if I'm not mistaken, and that was really good. She played really well.
I'm glad she won something. After that series, bro.
Nah, that was a crazy series. She won the cup too during the Zero Commissioner Cup. It's kind of like the NBA's, in-season tournament. Yeah. So I definitely think that Nafisa, she had a great year. She's having a great, past year. Her name is now in talks with like some of the best players literally in the league now. So she's having a great year, and we'll see what happens with the 3-on-3 as well. That season is still going on. We'll definitely continue to talk about that as the season progresses. Lastly,
I want to see Caitlin in there.
Yeah, I think Caitlin's not in.
Then again, though, she had a short all season. Her and Angel had a crazy short all season.
They did.
From last year, going from the tournament to the draft, which was like 2 weeks apart. Mm-hmm. Then from the draft, the training camp was like another week apart. So they had like a month at most off. So
I'm sure Caitlin good. She getting all these State Farm commercials. I seen like a few of them. John.
She about to come into next season crazy.
I'm seeing her on a lot of ads too. Like
having a real all season, preparing yourself. Like this is like a real rookie transition. Honestly.
Nah, next year they coming for everything. I wouldn't be surprised if they one of the top teams in the league. I wouldn't be surprised.
For sure.
But just to move on, lastly, this Saturday upcoming, we have possibly, one of the greatest fight cards of all time. Some are saying this Saturday on February 22nd, we're seeing whole bunch of stars that night. You know, another Riyadh season. Shout out to them. They continue to bring the fights that we want, bring, you know, more impressive fighters that, you know, the world just wants to see. We got some amazing matchups like Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker. Shakur Stevenson will be fighting. You know, that's my boy. I've been waiting for him to fight. Like a lot of people have been calling him out. You feel me? Not saying he all that, but
it's been a minute though.
Can't wait to see him fight. He's fighting for his title. We also have Virgil Ortiz versus Madrimov. You know, Madrimov's the dude who last fought Terrence Crawford.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so, and he put up a pretty good fight. So we're going to see if he can beat Virgil Ortiz, who a lot of people say is the best at 154. So that should be a very interesting fight. That's going to be probably one of my most notable fights to look at.
Is it the most notable, or is Shakur got it?
Honestly, probably Arthur Beterbiev and, you know, the main event, Arthur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. That's probably my favorite fight I'm looking forward to. But we also got Zhang versus Ajit Caballo. I forget how you say his name, but those are two also great fighters. Colin Smith fighting as well. Like, so this is gonna be one of the best cards, you know, we've ever seen. Like in terms of name, star power, equalism, like in matchups. Like it's not too many like overwhelming favorites.
So is this Zhang fight that you said that's a vacant heavyweight title?
They are basically fighting for a chance at the real title.
At the real title.
So
okay.
whoever wins this fight most likely gets a chance at Daniel Dubois or whoever wins
So they move
between.
up.
Yeah, like they'll get a chance at fighting for the actual world title.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So all in all, this is gonna be a great weekend for all boxing fans. You know, I hope it lives up to the hype. Love Riyadh season for keep giving us, you know, all the fights we want, and you know, I'm just glad we got boxing back. I think boxing been back the past 3 years, honestly.
For sure.
It took a little dip, but we're getting some of the, you know, better fights as of recently.
I definitely want to see that Shakur fight. I think that's my highlight. But also the Zhang fight too. It's a couple different ones I'm looking at. A couple names I'm interested in. Not gonna lie. The Stevenson title though. I ain't gonna lie. You think how you think that go out? Like,
So, you know, he was supposed to fight Floyd Schofield. Floyd is in a hospital, so they just got the replacement, Josh Padley. So
recently?
This is literally like yesterday.
oh yeah,
Yes.
that's crazy.
So it's crazy. Like Shakur's supposed to be fighting someone else this whole time. He was like a young and upcoming fighter, but now he's fighting Josh. I don't know too much about him. I'm sure he's not, you know, thought of higher than Floyd. So I'm sure Shakur is gonna be overwhelming favorite.
Get him out the way.
Yeah, but I want Shakur to show me some. You know, maybe either a knockdown, knockout. Like this first fight back. You know, a lot of people been talking trash. You gotta really give a great performance, bro, because it's hard to be a Shakur. Like Shakur, my favorite fighter. It's hard being a Shakur fan right now. You feel me?
Really?
A lot of people talking trash about him, saying he'll lose to anybody. Like
How did last fight go?
he fought well, but people just think he's a boring fighter. You know how, you know, Floyd maybe was considered boring because he was more defensive or whatever, but that's kind of how Shakur is. He's not getting hit, but some people think he should try to hit more, take more risks. He's still winning, he's still dominating fights. Like,
I get it, but at the end of the day, bro, as long as we get in the win column, bro, who cares?
Facts.
Who cares?
Facts. But you know, that's basically it for what we got for 101
Polo
today.
and out, you know what I mean? Hope y'all still tapping in. We still got an episode from Saturday. Make sure y'all tap in. We had a lot on that episode. More than I thought. We was cooking. I'm
We
not
rapped
gonna lie.
about the Super Bowl, some of these trades that been happening over this NBA past trade deadline. So make sure y'all tune into that video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also on all platforms.
Tap in on
TikTok,
platforms.
YouTube, Instagram. We're even on Spotify now as well. So
Sure.
we'll have all this out for y'all. More content on the way. We'll be back,
That's
man.
for sure. More content on the way. Tap in on all platforms. We out.
We out.